Well, good morning, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Sunday morning? It is Connor. It is your three things. We're off on a walkabout. What's going on, everybody, in your world today? What are you up to? Let me know in the comment section below. I feel a little bit physically, emotionally, and mentally drained, if I'm honest with you. So I'm kind of just chilling out, might see grandparent, you know what I mean? Do it like that, have a little cup of tea with the old boy, speak to him about the old days and all that sort of stuff, and that's kind of where I'm at, really. Just nothing too hyped up, nothing too, oh my God, just living in the moment. How you doing, everybody? Please make sure you like it, commenting and subscribing. Make sure you check out Match Bingo. We had a bit of a hoot yesterday playing it on stream. I nearly got a full house, which was absolute scenes for my first go, but make sure you download in Match Bingo with the affiliate link, everybody, in the section below. Really appreciate that. And we're going to be playing it towards the end of the season, throughout the end of the season, I should say. So you might want to get involved in that if you're coming into the watch along. Once again, I just want to say a big thank you for the numbers yesterday again, and for the first 3 months. This is a nice little achievement for me as well. We once again have made 25th place in the top fan channels in the country. Just been pipped by a few recognisable names, but you can see that on Twitter. We've done it's been really great this year, and you know, going toward 2 million views already in this calendar year has been excellent. So yeah, shout out to all of you who tuning in every single week. And once again, the retention numbers are unbelievable. You guys are just coming back, watch along again. I think we're effectively going to double the watch along numbers on the instant match reaction and maybe even on the fan forum. So it's just unbelievable engagement from you guys. So I just wanted to take a little 2-minute segment out and say thank you. Really appreciate it. But right, how are we feeling anyway after that? 3 things. I guess we should start with the manager, shouldn't we? We should start with Mr. Farker. And what the hell has happened to Leeds United in the last week? The mentality shift as such, maybe. The emotion that's been, that we're talking about when it comes to the club. And to manage that emotion, he's done a good job. What I will say is, I don't think any criticism I put toward the way of the manager when it came to the goalkeeper, not getting rid of him in October, when it came to including Ramazani, when it came to rotating Brendan Aronson a bit more, and when it came to effectively being able to manage in-game a little bit better. Guys, I'll be honest, some of you won't like this, but I'll stand by that. And there was thousands, and I'm just going thousands of comments over the past month or so, where there's a lot of you guys who agree. Look, with Daniel Farker, he's got his positives, hasn't he? He does well in certain instances, but he's also got his negatives as well, and that's life. You're not going to be over here, and we're not just going to consistently glaze him and glaze every single player as well. And it's not for any fault of our support of the club, but it's a game by game debrief, isn't it? This is what happens. They play a football match, certain personnel do well, certain don't. So yeah, just wanted to get that clear before we get out there. And if you don't like watching, you don't have to watch people. There's other people on this platform who I'm sure will give you what your heart desires. But yeah, Leeds the collective, I don't think there's anything in particular, maybe from a mentality point. Maybe there's been something, but there's not anything that noticeable, really. It just seems like Leeds have gone back to basics as such, utilising those fullbacks, pinning the opposition fullbacks back. It feels like we're utilising the width a little bit more. It feels like there's a variance in a lot of our players, this week in particular. And I just want to highlight the particular variance who has developed, I think, into, that first half against Preston was his best half for Leeds United so far, and that's Manor Solomon. That's what we bought him for. That is what we bought him for. And once again, we've been speaking about him on this channel, and we've been saying stuff like 60 grand a week. We need to see match winning moments, top quality moments. At the start of the season, everybody was saying this guy is going to be the player of the season. For me, and it's backed up by the numbers, in the past 2-ish months, we've not seen it. It's not seen enough of it, hence the calls for Ramazani and potentially, a switch up of Aronson when it comes to his position as well, on the wing and replacement in that sense. But I've been calling for the full season, really, for Manor to maybe be in a central role, because we know his diminutive tendencies, his low centre of gravity, his ability on the ball. is very good, but maybe he needs to be moved centrally so he can show it a little bit more, because you get more of the ball centrally. Maybe that's one of the things. But yesterday, his first half was superb. He was absolutely brilliant. Really, really superb. Getting the assist, and we said on the tactical preview, what does he need to do? Get down that line, vary the play a little bit more. And this is what sometimes with him, where we've turned around and said, look, there's not as much variance as we want to see from a player of that calibre. And yesterday, and I have to say, to be fair, in patches against Middlesbrough, he's varying it. He's going down that flank, and when he goes down that flank, when he fronts a defender up, he's a nightmare, because over a 5-yard spell, I don't think he's not the quickest whatsoever. And he has got a tendency to invert quite a bit, hasn't he, and come in these central spaces and maybe narrow the space a little bit. But I tell you what, when he's 1 versus 1 and you don't know where he's going to go, stopping him's a nightmare. And he has got quality at the end of it, hasn't he? So shout out to Manor Solomon. The first thing that I learned is this guy seems to be coming into his pomp a little bit now, towards the back end of the season, which is absolutely fantastic to see. Really, really good to see. Another thing we learned is Bottle. Leeds with 1 winning 6. Believe it was something like, 5 and 16 when it came to a points haul. You were actually looking at it and thinking, I cannot believe this. We've got teams who've got nothing to play for. Look at your Swansea, your QPR, your Portsmouth, with injuries. Portsmouth decimated by injuries, and we're struggling, and we're really struggling. And you look at the team in South Yorkshire, and they've given us an absolute helping hand that you cannot believe. 2, now 3 losses on the bounce, 9 losses across the season. And when you look at it right now, Sheffield United could have just kicked themselves out of the automatic race because of how tight it is, because of how we've kind of turned it around. And we have to say that is credit to Farker and the boys. Wilder having a fighting at the end, coming out on his post-match press conference and not really addressing anything, kind of turned around and mentioned the chances that Sheffield United had, and he was also very, very almost like it is what it is. But I think some Sheffield United fans were angry yesterday. They wanted him to take a little bit more accountability. You look at the chances that Plymouth had. They could have got 3 or 4 yesterday, and it's the lowest XG. I believe it is, the stat was, it's the lowest XG recorded against Plymouth this season, which is a staggering statistic for Sheffield United. So they've only got 1 goal in 3. So I think the context applied to Leeds is turnaround as well, the 1-0 and the 2-1. As much as it is fantastic for Leeds, of course, Sheffield United have given us a massive hand, and I think we can all admit that. It's not just pat me on the back Leeds just for this period, it's the fact that Sheffield United have completely fallen apart. Blades are falling apart again. But the funniest thing is we can't say again, can we? Because normally it's with Wilder, it feels like it's a bit like mentality monsters. They get to this phase of the season, and with what we've seen, it's crunched down. And it's not happened whatsoever. I wanted to give a special shout out as well on the back of that, just to stick the needle in a little bit more, to Jayden Bogle. I think there's a genuine argument right now where he's player of the season. I think he's had a bit of a spell where he's not been great, but he's not been great by Jayden's standards. Jayden's standards are normally so high, and yesterday he was so good. And it's a proper business end of the season performance. That what I've said is as well, this could be an instruction from Daniel Farker. This is what we praised Farker for going into the post-Watford and Coventry. Farker had instructed them, in my opinion, to be a little bit more aggressive, release the shackles a little bit when it came to being able to press high. And it felt like that's what we were doing yesterday. Solomon's recoveries in the final third were excellent. It felt like Aronson was pressing up high as well. And it feels like maybe there's just been a little bit of a conversation from Farker to the lads, just saying we need to start pressing and being a little bit more aggressive and releasing that handbrake a little bit. And it feels like that's what's happened. We're pressing high again, which is great. A little bit, worrisome when it comes to that ball just in behind in the channels when you've got Firpo Bogle thrashing up, but it doesn't matter. That's what Leeds is all about. That it's then on the central midfielders to cover that spot. I thought Grove did that excellently yesterday. But yeah, and do you know what, everyone, with what's happening with Sheffield United right now, and us touching on Bogle, let me know in the comment section below if you think he is player of the season. He's got to be up there, hasn't he? I wanted to talk about Joel Piroe as well, because it was a weird performance from him yesterday. For me, it wasn't good enough. However, I can completely understand where people are coming from. There's been a few comments saying, Connor, it was a really good performance without a goal, and I guess that's the line, isn't it, that we're told to keep on to when it comes to goal scorers. And that's what the line has been with other people within this squad when it comes to goals. So we have to measure that line with Joel Piroe as well, and Piroe's got the goals this season, of course he has. And I thought his performance was better yesterday. I have to be honest, it was better yesterday. You know, you come away, you reflect on it, you watch the game, and you guys want our instant match reaction, we give you it, but sometimes we come back, reflect on it, watch it again, and yeah, maybe it was a little bit wrong, but I'm so eager for him to score right now. And I thought Bamford should have started yesterday in terms of leading that line and stretching that back line, but I thought Piroe's link up was very decent, albeit against the patched up Preston side, but Piroe did well, I thought. But it's the goal again, isn't it? And yesterday, my God, he could have had a hat-trick, if we've been honest. He could have had a hat-trick, and one of those just needs to fall for him. But above anything, it was hopefully it's a bit of a confidence-inspiring performance that he's getting the chances. I feel he's been isolated for around about a month now when it comes to build-up and when it comes to his just individual performance. So, yeah, a good performance from Joel without the goal. But we'll wait and see, and hopefully against Oxford we'll get that W again. But guys, we're going to be back tonight with the hard line with Gabe from 8 o'clock. Make sure you tune in for that one. Make sure you're hitting a like on this video. Go check out the fan forum. Yesterday we've got special guests coming on to the debrief tomorrow as well. We're shelling out this content, everybody. Slap a like on the video, it'd really help me out. Thanks so much again for your continued support, which is unrivaled. You're absolute champions. Head on over to the Patreon if you fancy a little bit. Check out Match Bingo. Guys, download the app with the affiliate link in the description below, or you know, you might already have it downloaded from yesterday. But really appreciate everybody. This has been the three things, and yeah, see you this evening.